We live?
Yeah,
Yo,
we
Mo.
live.
Yo, Mo, we live? Yo, this
Back.
is episode 25. Episode 25. Episode
Quarter century.
25. 2026. Hottest summer. Hot summer. Mixtape. All that.
Mixtape, mixtape.
Mixtape. Whatever you want to call it. We getting it back. Pause.
You know, we got LeBron in the opener.
Yo, we sorry it was a little time frame in between here, but we back at it. We still in the summer.
Nothing's ever finished, so there's plenty to talk about.
Always plenty to talk about. We got
Yeah,
some good stuff here, y'all, for real. But yo, we glad to be back. We hope that y'all glad that we got conversation back too. Peace to all of y'all out there. Yo, Mo.
It's popping.
So there's speculation, there's rumor, there's no real fact to this, what I'm about to ask you your opinion on, but there's talks out there about Dollar General and Ye doing something together. Dollar General and Ye. Now, when you first hear this, what's like your initial thoughts? Like, what do you think like could be even why this could strike as a conversation factor?
I mean, Dollar General. Dollar General got a lot of locations, man.
Right.
What are they talking about? So what, like him investing? Hold on.
That he's actually going to try to, I believe, acquire Dollar General.
Word?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yep. Acquiring or partnering with Dollar General, one of the two. The ideas are suggesting that Yeezy could use Dollar General's enormous retail footprint to reach consumers, right? The average everyday, just regular consumers, right? Like, so that he can also sell his product for the prices that he wants to sell them for, which is now $40, $20. You know, you don't really see things on his sheet at over $100, which is great, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've seen it in the past. Seen Shaq, right? Shaq had the Payless joint.
Let's not go.
Steph had the affordable sneaker.
Yes, let's go with Steph. Yeah, let's do Steph. But the difference is like he's actually looking to partner or acquire. So that's going to be a lot of money to acquire, right? So I think that's where it's more of like just little conversations maybe happening and stuff.
Look, the financial hurdles are immense. With Dollar General's market capitalization near $27 billion, I bet you I ain't know Dollar General was worth $27 billion of those dollars.
Right.
And a potential acquisition cost exceeding $31 billion, far exceeding West's estimated net worth about roughly $400 million, so to $277 billion. So that's a wide range as far as like his net worth.
Yeah, he probably has to get a team together.
But either way,
definitely.
I mean, it would be like a long-term.
It would be
a forever investment, right? Like,
yeah, to me, it would be super dope. It makes a lot of sense, but is it going to actually happen? Probably. It's probably going to take a long time to even get to a certain point. You know what I mean? Like for even it to be a reality. I think partnering might be the actual deal that might happen. We'll see. But I think it'll be a dope thing though, right? Like you picture folks being able to hit up a Dollar General to get, some decent gear. You know what I'm saying? Like
21,000 plus stores.
Yo, it's crazy.
That's a lot of distribution.
Crazy. Well, we'll see what Ye's team is doing. What Ye's thinking.
Man, that's kind of dope, man.
Ye always up to something, man. We was talking about the concerts and shit. He's still doing this thing out there.
Man, yo, listen.
Over 100,000 people every time.
Let's see what's going
on. Just that shit is. We talking about the retail game, like that shit is crazy itself. Like to consistently just do these pop-ups with 100,000 plus out of the country, and then he comes back. I think he recently did those Chicago shows that you were talking about, and those were a success.
This September, so August 28th.
Oh,
it's gonna be in a Superdome or whatever it's called now.
Yeah. Okay.
And then September 3rd and September 4th here in Chicago.
Okay. So he's leading up to that right now.
Yeah.
Got you. Shout out to the A as usual. That's the guy. Yo, but thinking about, I think we just talked about a combination that we would have not thought of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something that I was watching ESPN News couple weeks back, and I was like, "Yo, Mo, you ever heard of this shit called Roofball? Roofball, my
Absolutely not. I
G.
remember you talking about
Yo,
that
yo,
goofball.
yo, Roofball is crazy. Yo, for those that don't know, there's an actual sport, and there's an actual professional league. Roofball Federation of America is a professional roofball league out there. And if you ever try to watch this or get wind of it, it's you really got to look into what the game is about. Now,
Players take turns throwing or hitting a ball onto a slanted roof, and the next player must catch the object before it hits the ground. So you basically gotta.
You get points for catching the shit. You get points for it hitting a specific object. You get points for it going through an obstacle of some sort and then catching it. It's just it's wild. And then they have the fake rooftops for
listen.
this, almost like it's like a basketball court. Shit,
Yeah. Dog,
shit is
like
crazy.
again, how does this happen?
And when I think yeah, so that's the question, right? We've seen these kind of like,
all right, check this out. It says competitive scene.
yeah.
What started to look as a closed circle activity amongst friends in Beaverton, Oregon, has grown into a local phenomenon with organized events. By 2008, Roofball World Championships had begun, being broadcasted with
2008.
commentators and graphics. Roofball Federation of America exists.
There you go. It's crazy. The crazy thing is it uses a football.
Yo, so it's a football because
it's a football, bro. It's a football. Yo,
when did Ben Stiller's dodgeball come out?
Nah, you see, that's more Vince Vaughn, would you say, right? Like
whatever, it don't matter. I'm just like I wanted to understand.
But yeah, I know what you do. But I would say, so I think dodgeball
2004.
But let me see, because I think the topic that comes up is how do these games become professional sports, right? And recently we've seen a lot of like quote unquote backyard games become professional, but then also our childhood games even, right? So like tag, they were televising tag, and that was like professional. I think it still is. It's just they're not televising it as much.
All right, so check it out.
Yeah.
I say, yo, how does an obscure game become a professional endeavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says 1, the cult phase, community and consistency. I'm not gonna get into the details. 2, a catalyst like digital virality, right? Like something that makes it pop off. Reddit, YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Formalization, creating a governing body. So like, standardized rules, infrastructure, like those stupid ass chimney. My bad. Like those custom roofs. Yeah, and sanctioning, right? Or
yeah.
And then 4, monetizing and broadcast, right? So final step to be a professional status is to generate revenue, secure media rights. So sponsorships. The RFA secured a spot on ESPN2 for the 2026 US Open. So, RFA is roofball? Like what?
Yo, so here's
and then of course prize money. You got to pay people out, right? So,
right. So so I have a similar list that says, pretty much what you need is a game, right? That's the stepping stone. Standardized rules, organized competition, governing body, leagues and tournaments, athletes, spectators, then media, then sponsorship, money, professional players, right? So like you need all of those to happen in order to really kind of.
That's why we got esports.
Yeah. Then you got esports, but like
you can turn anything into.
But I wonder,
there could be some hardcore people out there at the game of Clue.
I just wonder how long it took. I wonder how long it took a sport like Cornhole to become where it is today, right? Like, because it's definitely bigger than Roofball, but it's probably been around. Has it been around longer than Roofball, Cornhole?
Much.
And then pickleball just kind of took off. Like, I don't even know like how long pickleball has been around, but pickleball just kind of.
Well, I feel like a lot of people like the idea of tennis, but then when you actually get on that court, you're like, yo, this joint, what? This is what they be playing. It looks small on TV.
Yeah.
And then you go to like do a strong, like, you want to get a nice, and then you hit like a home run. You're like, what just happened?
Yep.
So
I think a pickle.
pickleball
I
is
think
kind of
I
like a
want
happy
to.
medium.
I wonder if the size of a pickleball court is like a half court, a regulation half court in basketball. I think that's the size of it.
Of what?
I could be wrong of a pickleball court. I could be wrong, but it's
It's
about
weird.
that.
I feel like
It's about that size.
it's much smaller. It's like the inside. What you call it?
So yeah. So,
It's
but
like on the
interesting stuff,
inside
man.
of the court. So you know how you
Yeah,
got the two lines and you got the line in the back.
yeah,
Pickleball is basically just like that little like where they line up for the doubles. Like
yeah. Okay,
yeah,
yeah. I see what you're saying. But yeah, it's just crazy to me. I was just looking at it like, yo, this is wild. Like, yo, what are the other sports or the professional like leagues that have been coming out here? To see it on ESPN News, that's what tripped me out too. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, they really got this out here, yo. I was like, yo, these dudes is really spectating. I'm like, yo, who's going to see Roofball? Like, that's
yo.
crazy. Like,
But it's because we city slickers though, right? Like I
I
would
guess
imagine
so. I'm not
people.
trying to disrespect Roofball athletes, you know what I'm saying, and
No, I
fans.
yeah.
But
I
I'm
saw the
just,
sub count. I saw the sub count. It was like 17,000. So
that's
you know,
crazy.
it's a nice number,
Yeah.
man. So I asked. Okay, that joint was stalling out. Let's see what it says. Yes, cornhole is vastly more popular professionally than roofball. While roofball remains a niche, localized phenomenon, while limited broadcast presence, cornhole has evolved into a fully structured professional sport with millions of participants, multi-million-dollar prize pools, and major network television deals.
Does it have the years difference?
The scale
Like,
of difference, because what I asked it was like by what percentage, how much,
I'm just curious,
more
like,
popular it
which
is.
one was out, which one was like out there before the other? Because I think Roofball was 96, right? I think you told me a while ago.
Okay,
Roofball was
hold on.
like 96.
Yeah, roof ball is 90. Where is it at?
But like you said, the
99.
professional 99. Okay, so
Professional
it took
2008.
about
10
nine
years.
years for it
Yeah.
to have a professional league. So I just wonder what that transition was like for Cornhole, because that kind of came. It felt like it came out of nowhere. But like you said, we're not.
The American
Yeah,
Cornhole League estimates 50 million players globally with over
yo,
200,000 registered members in the
yo,
US alone.
yo, that's crazy.
Let me see. Says the Cornhole won a professional. The American Cornhole League, founded in 2015.
Okay,
They created a
so
unified rule book, professional ranking system, and a clear path to pro status. Roofball has a federation, but its reach is limited compared to the ACL's global infrastructure.
right,
Cornhole is
okay,
not just more popular; it is a legitimate professional industry with 7.7 million in annual payouts and 50 million players.
wow,
Yikes! I mean, I guess anyone can try to get a beanbag in a
yo,
cornhole.
you crazy. But yeah, I think that's the
I
other
didn't
thing
say
too.
I yeah, I'm not, it takes something else to be good at it, right? Like
Yeah, but then also like
I
I
want you
guess
to really think I want you to really think about a professional at something. Imagine the top ranked
like
player, bro. Like if you take 10 tosses, my man is probably like 10 for
yo
10, 9 out of 10 times.
yeah, because it's like watching a professional basketball player do a shoot around, and you're like,
Yeah.
yo, has this dude
Where's you be
missed?
like, yo,
Like you're
where's
like,
that in the
yo,
game? Where's that in the
yeah,
game? But
yeah, it's different, right? But
it's like, yo,
yeah,
you can't even do it during shoot around, right? Like,
but you're right. It's like watching a professional poker player as well. Like you'll be like, yo, how are they? Like it's just different when you get to a certain level, right? So, but it just out of curiosity, like I'm glad you brought up those dates and stuff, because also it really depends on how people gravitate to the sport. I guess the accessibility to it also, right? So like the access to that, like you said, you could just have a few bean bags. You could kind of, it's easier to
yeah,
create the cornhole game than it
like
is to
people
do
in
roof
DR, they
ball.
mostly not gonna be able to participate, right? Like their
Yeah.
rules are flat, can't participate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, man, shout out to Roof
Anyway.
Ball. Shit
Yo,
crazy.
yeah. This is wild, man. There's a lot of ESPN
Yo,
seems to have a whole network
yo.
with quirky
Le
games
Fleur.
like that.
Le Fleur. That dodgeball shit. But yeah, yo, we mentioned the hot summer, right? Again, it made me think about something, Mo. You being in New York City for a lot of our lives. Yo, now and before I moved out, I noticed something. and I believe this is it has continued. The electric bills, bro. The electric bills are higher than usual. And what I mean by that is you could have a 1 bedroom, a 2 bedroom apartment, and your electric bill could possibly come out to $500, $600, which is almost like that's like having a 6 bedroom house with like 3 kids that leave the lights on all the time and shit. Like that's really
Yo,
like what that should look like, not a fucking 2 bedroom apartment. Like there's no way you're actually using or utilizing that much energy. So I think the question, Mo, is what exactly is being built? Is there a way we can see like are there different details in there that maybe we don't know about that's being built and together with the actual usage? What's the story behind that, bro? Like I'm just curious.
yo, the story is if you're into capitalism, the story is there's no competition, right? I know in New York City, I don't know if you know, but is there another power company besides Con Edison?
Yo, I don't think so, bro. And we was talking about this before, like a few weeks ago. Like, yo, who you
Yeah,
got? Like Jersey got their own shit. It feels like there's only like one, if
yeah.
two, if that. And then like I was telling you out here though in Texas, there's a bunch, right? Like there's over a
Well,
handful.
yeah.
So you have options, but like, the other thing that I was thinking about is you have these newer building structures too, and they claim like they're eco-friendly, right? Residents and all this stuff like that. But I wonder if they somehow like combine things within, right, that specific complex and stuff like that. And that's how your bill could, be a little higher than the average, right? And then another factor could be, what was I just thinking about? Another factor could be like these digital, right, meters that they have now. Maybe they're just not functioning right. Maybe they just have these glitches
I
that they're
wouldn't
not
mess with smart meters.
they're
There's
not
no
being
consumer
responsible
protection. Yo,
for, right?
I
Yeah, there you go.
stress to you, bro.
There's
We
no
out here on
consumer
our own.
protection.
All right.
That's a good
I'm gonna
one.
break structure a little bit right now, okay?
Yep.
Look, I need people to really think about it, all right? Like, they taking labels off of our food, all right?
Man.
They let Big Pharma do whatever.
Yeah.
They let Big Food just do whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
we just finding out, like, everybody's sharing information together, and we're listening to each other, and we're like, yo, this is wild. Like, everything that's going on is wild. So at some point, I mean, I can keep going, right? Like, it's everything, man. It's like every industry. It's entertainment, too. It's so, I'm like, okay, so who's the energy provider in New York City?
Yeah.
It says New York City doesn't have a single energy provider. Instead, the system is split between electricity and natural gas, and your specific provider depends on whether you live in one of the 5 boroughs or if you are on Long Island, which is a different setup. So the vast majority of New York City, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and Staten Island, the local utility that owns the wires and delivers the electricity. So Con Edison doesn't make the power. Con Edison delivers the power. Right, so they own the infrastructure, the cables, the meters, all that other good stuff. It's called Consolidated Edison, which is like, I mean, it's telling you right there what they it's a consolidated situation. It's not,
Yeah.
okay?
Wow. Okay.
They are the primary investor-owned utility for New York City. They're responsible for the transmission and distribution of electricity to homes, businesses in all 5 boroughs. I do remember hearing National Grid. So, yeah. So electricity, Con Edison doesn't do electricity in Long Island. It's National Grid and Long Island Power Authority. And the crazy thing is, like, Long Island Power Authority, we should, like, I'm not a real journalist, but we should, you know what? Let's do it right now. Who really owns Long Island Power Authority? Because it sounds like it's something that should be ran by the borough, right?
Yeah.
So, bam.
Yo, it says before you get into that, it says I asked, yo, what would you actually see on a bill? It says the simplified version looks like a bill component, right? So what you're paying for, electric supply, the electricity itself. So electric delivery, getting electricity to your house, customer fixed charge, basic account service costs, delivery adjustments, various regulator program costs, supply adjustments, market program related adjustments, taxes, state, local. Yo, that's crazy. Those are all the things that technically are included
So if you,
in
including what? In your charge?
yeah, pretty much that you would see on
So
your
if you
bill.
was to visualize the charge, all those things you listed are like the little barnacles that just hang on and they're just like leeches. It seems like because it's a utility and absolutely everybody needs it, everybody trying to get a piece of it. It's just what it feels like. Cause of course on paper, they're gonna tell you that each line item is for a certain specific contribution or allocation to do XYZ. But bro, listen, man. All governments are corrupt as hell. They just stealing money, bro. They only use a like small percentage of what we actually contribute.
But this is a crazy example again regarding like what you say before, consumer protection. Like there's no consumer protection, and then it's these
We out here on
resource
our
type,
own.
these resource necessity type of things. Like we were talking in the past about water, right? Water supply. In this case, we're talking electricity, and again, here we are. Recently too, we were talking through food, like you said earlier. Here we are, right? Like it's just, man, it's like wherever we go, it's the same bullshit.
So Long Island Power Authority is in fact owned by the New York State, by the state of New York. Why isn't New York City owned by the state? Interesting. I'll leave that there.
Interested, bro.
Just things to think
Interested.
of. Just things to think of, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, man, I just think it's crazy because there's some cases where they really bully you. Like, so you could have a bill for $500 and you're like, well, what happened here? And you call up and you build a case, and guess what? Next
I
month
mean,
comes, and if you haven't resolved it, they double you, and then they put a late fee charge on there.
I feel like there's some sort of laws that say that like they can't cut off your power, but obviously we know that power does get cut off. So
It's
I
cut
don't know
off.
exactly how it is, but there does seem to be something that feels cruel and inhumane when you cut off potentially people's stoves, their heating systems. You know what I mean? Like that's what comes with cutting off the heat or the electricity.
Especially if in your system there's a case, but they're doing it on purpose to basically bully them into making some type of payment, and kind of, I don't know, just continuing the stress, which is terrible in my opinion. That's just crazy.
It's crazy because this past July was the hottest month ever recorded in the U.S.
Yo, I'm glad you brought that up. So that's a good
Well,
segue,
since
Mo.
1895. Sorry.
That's a good segue, Mo, because before we get off of the electricity bill topic, heat is a right. The weather affects also, right, that billing as
Of
well.
course, yeah, it drives the demand for the use of the climate control.
Right, right. And again, we could segue now to, again, hot summer, and July being a record-breaking month as far as in the United States, I believe, being the hottest month since what year you said?
1895.
Yeah, since 1895, right?
So it surpasses records set in 1936 and in 2012.
This is crazy.
The Mayan calendar, 2012. Anyway,
And the tricky part is like the nights, right? So like typically, on a good night, you might have 68 degrees, you know what I mean? Like, and that'll help things cool off. But on hot days like this, on hot months like that, like as an example in July, you're going to have your nights still in the 80s, which doesn't allow much, cooling to happen during the night. And then, in the summer, it's long days. It's longer days.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. So it says that the intense heat experienced so far, this is how they explain it away, has been driven by a series of heat domes and the early influence of El Nino event, contributing to the widespread wildfires and record low water levels in the reservoirs like Lake Mead. I'm sure it's not data
Back
centers.
back to what we yo, back to what we was talking about before with the resources really kind of becoming dire, like in specific areas. Remember, we were talking about the Colorado River in the past, and
Mm-hmm.
how that water supply is really becoming a issue or a concern.
Like, honestly, what is the element that's most abundant on Earth?
I don't know, Mo. Go ahead.
It's water. It's like 80% of like the
You're
Earth
right.
is
Yeah,
water, right?
it is
According
80.
to the
Is it 80%? Is
heliocentric
it 80%? Yeah,
model, right?
80%.
For all the sphere people, right? Like, okay, so in all these years, we ain't figure out. I mean, we have, right? But it's interesting to me that we ain't got to talk about it, man. It's crazy, man. Like, look, it costs about $100 billion to do a desalination plant. Does that sound like that sounds like a fucking rounding error in the United States? Have you seen our budgets?
Is
We
it?
can't do that.
You said 100 billion?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
100 billion is a bunch of bullshit, bro. Like
all the
that's
type.
bullshit money in the grand scheme of the government.
Yeah, and if you know that this is a clear pathway to a solution,
The only way you can
you might as
explain it,
well make that investment, right?
they're fucking evil.
And it's funny, I just saw a clip. I think it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think, yeah, that the dude from Inception and all of that.
It's like, bro, they're gonna commoditize water. That shit's crazy, bro.
He was like, all these tech company billionaires, and basically they want to be kings.
Yeah.
They all want to be kings, and they just want to do what they want to do, type shit. But yeah.
That's the other big cut. My fault. Different topic. Never mind.
Good. But yeah, hold up before you start skipping around. But yeah, hot summer, man. We told y'all it's still here. Got all type of shit. Tornadoes in Chicago area. Crazy. Did you hear about this, Mo? Did you
I
see
did not
this?
hear about the Chicago tornadoes.
Chicago
I heard
tornado
about
in a city, major
I heard
city.
about the wildfires out in Washington, Spokane, Washington.
You want to talk about it? You want to talk
the
about it?
earthquake. I know about the earthquake in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Venezuela, no, Colombia. Yeah, Venezuela.
Yeah.
So, you know, this stuff happening everywhere.
Let's segue to this because you brought it up a few times. You said it. The wildfires threatening infrastructure and tribal lands, right? So I mean, it's obviously it's threatening to a lot of things, but specifically wanted to talk a little bit about the tribal lands piece, right? And, you know, what's happening out in, was it the Northwest, I believe, like the Washington, or Eastern Washington, has experienced devastating fires. Like, so Kaiser Canyon fire, which affected the Colville reservation region. And yeah, so it faced, it says tribal communities have faced threats, homes, roads, power, communications, agricultural, tribal infrastructure. It's great. This is interesting because I think there was something else, like you said, that happened in the Northwest area as well on top of this. And this stuff is really not far from each other. Like, I think there was something reported also near like Reno, which is also near tribal lands, I believe, right? And there was another one in some other regional area that was also in close proximity to like tribal lands as well. But the most recent that was reported was in you know, Washington, right? So what's your thoughts about, yeah.
So your brief right there kind of like sparked a question for me. So I was asking, I'm just curious, like, so I was like, yo, how do the recent Spokane, Washington fires compare to the scale to Paradise, California fires? So first off, I can't believe that the Paradise, California fires, do you know what year it was that happened?
I was going to say, was that 2024? Was that 2 years ago?
So that's the interesting thing, because I felt like it was 2 years ago, but I guess that was a different fire. It was in 2018.
Nah, fam. Nah, fam. You getting this? I think there was fires that happened back then, but then the one, like, yeah, the most recent one should have came up 2024, I believe.
Well, I said specifically, I said Paradise, right? So I didn't say just like California wildfire.
Maybe that's why you kind of,
because wasn't that near like, I feel it was like north of Los Angeles. Well,
you could put southern
Los Angeles. Los Angeles is such a big county.
I would say you could say Southern California wildfires. Yeah, because it was a wide range of like near the coast actually too.
Yo, so
what you got?
10,000 acres was basically destroyed.
That is the information that I was trying to figure out.
In Spokane. But in Paradise, my nigga, it was 153,000 acres, bro.
Could have sworn collectively though, there's been a decent amount of acreage for the tribal areas as well. But I mean, it's probably not as large, but it's still a large amount right? Like, so it's just something that's, it's sad to see, sad to hear. We got to be careful out here, you know? So I think even in like in here in Texas, somewhere there was a massive flood again, and people tragically passed away from that flood.
Yo, the flood, right? How about the flood down in Asheville, North
So
Carolina?
yeah.
There's a lot of like disasters happening. All right, so here we go. I asked, tell me all the areas of California that have had wildfires since 2016. All right, so a
Yeah.
10-year period. It says I'm gonna Butte County. I don't know, Butte. I
Dude,
don't know, Butte.
dude,
Butte.
dude.
It says home to Paradise and Chico, devastated. So that was 2018. So in 2018 seems to be like Paradise. That's when it started. It says then there's one in 2022. There's one in 2023. There's one in 2021.
This is wild. This is
Burned across
wild.
multiple counties, including Plumas and Lassen. Lassen and Plumas County affected by the August complex 2020. What?
Yo, this, you know, I
The
wouldn't put it
largest
past people,
the
man. Like,
largest
you know,
fire in state history at the time, and the bug fire in 2026. Dog, there's so many more fires than I thought had happened.
yo,
That's
yo.
just the Northern California, Central California.
You
You
was
got
talking about there is other stuff happening within multiple regions within the United States. Like, bro, it's nuts. You know what I mean?
right now we get wildfire smoke in the Northeast
Yo,
United States
yeah,
every year summer now.
yeah. All of a sudden, from Canada every year now. Every year now. That's what we doing. I'm not saying nothing to Canada, but I'm just like, all of a sudden, this is, yo, who's doing this? Remember what your man Billy Joe said? We didn't start the fire. Who's starting the
Yo,
fire?
facts.
Who's starting the fire? Did he
All
know
right,
what
here we go.
something?
The good part. Total impact. Since
Yeah,
2016, California has seen a dramatic increase in the frequency and the size of wildfires. Over 280,000 acres burned in the first half of 2026 alone.
280,000 acres. Crazy.
And the bug fire 2026 alone burning over 70 acres, 70,000 acres. The camp. So they call the Palisades, California fire the campfire. And it's the deadliest one. It killed 85 people.
So here's the thing, Mo, before we get off this topic. There's a lot of speculation around here, right? So like, especially when it comes to land, right? Like one of the hard things is land. Land, they got data centers, we got things that people want to build, all that. Could there potentially be something going on trying to
Yeah, I
like,
think it's a full-time Jack move.
there you go.
I really do, bro. Like they it's like, oh, well, you know, y'all don't want to like.
It's like modern
y'all don't-
guerrilla.
It's like y'all don't want to get
guerrilla warfare. Modern guerrilla
y'all don't want to
warfare,
get
like-
down with our like modern view. Like we telling y'all this is what's best for y'all. Like to have these modern cities that y'all kind of don't want to sign up. So
y'all don't want to do this.
damn, y'all had a fire. That's too bad.
Yo,
Shit, everything
that's
burnt down. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
That's reckless,
Guess that's our
right?
shit now.
Yo,
My shit, nigga.
people,
shit.
be safe again. Yo, segue.
Yeah.
Another water area. Puerto Rico right now is rationing water. Did you know about this, bro? This is happening right now, bro. Puerto
That's been
Rico is
happening
dealing with
for decades. I'm sure.
Puerto Rico is dealing with a severe drought and has begun rotating water service interruptions. Some communities are facing 48-hour periods without regular water service.
Dig a well.
48-hour periods.
You gotta dig a well. You gotta have a pump. You gotta have listen.
Yo, that's nuts.
These
bro.
are lessons that we can be learning. It sucks that it's happening. There's different scenarios happening across the globe that we could tap into to prepare.
Now it does say the National Guard has been involved in distributing potable water, right? So drinking water, right? So that at least they have some type of help, there.
I mean, technically, the Americans already own the island, so I don't know what's the purpose of just like the way they handled Maria, the way they handle, just like the local politics is like probably like the most corrupt.
It's just like what you said, right? We could spend $100 billion to build this, right?
Desalination.
Right, for the states, right? When you don't do these type of things, there's already things that you're already dealing with. So for Puerto Rico, they were dealing with, like you said, hurricane, grid failures, right? Like infrastructure problems, debt, aging water systems. They already dealing with all of this stuff. Like, so it's almost like, come on, let's try to fix something for the, like, so that these things can be helped, right? I'm trying to like what, why can't it be that simple? Everything has to be business though, I guess.
The evil, man. It's theme of the night. Evil.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. How much
Look,
water
man.
does modern society actually have available? Which is crazy because that question is crazy because, well, what you said a little earlier, the 80% of the globe is water. The issue with that is it's not water that we could consume on a daily, right? So that the water has to be, filtered, all this type of stuff, softened, filtered, you name it, right? This is a bunch of stuff we have to make sure is done to the water before we could actually consume it, right? So
Yeah. You know, the crazy thing about what's happening around the world is that whatever you subscribe to, if you subscribe to God, you like, oh man, it's end times. If you subscribe to science, you like Mother Nature, like pollution. Look at what we did, right?
we
Like,
went there. We
there's a
going
way,
there.
yo, because like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy, though.
Yeah.
Right now, there's
Yeah.
something called the South Sandwich Islands. Look, y'all
The
want to know what
South
it is? You do
Sandwich
the research.
Islands.
But check it
Mo
out.
said it. The South
Magnitude
Sandwich Islands. Yeah.
magnitude 6.0 earthquake. That was
Yes.
August 12th, all right? Colombia 7.4 earthquake,
Yes,
right?
Colombia.
That was
Yup.
on August 10th. That's the largest of the year so far. El Salvador got a 5.5 quake on the 13th of
Yo,
August.
too much
Pakistan
quakes.
got a 5.1 earthquake in August 13th.
They
Global
working hard in
activity in the past
Antarctica.
24 hours alone, there have been 136 earthquakes of magnitudes 1.5 or greater worldwide.
Either they
Something's
working
going
hard in
on.
that, either they working hard in Antarctica, or you're motherfucking Godzilla coming out from somewhere. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Listen,
Pacific Rim and
listen, we're
shit.
about to get word up. Word up. We about to.
Yo, that shit wild, bro. That shit wild. But yeah,
Yo,
man.
listen, y'all seen King Kong and Godzilla, all that came back into like, right?
Yo,
Reboots. Gotta tell the people what's going on. It's crazy out here.
y'all need to do these downloads, start watching these movies, stop playing.
Yo, the movie, dog.
Movie, dog. Man, yo, I
But yeah,
just can't
man, we gotta
believe,
be
like,
careful out there. Just stay prayed up, man.
yeah, stay prayed up.
If you into new age stuff, go ahead, manifest a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever
Yeah.
your brand is, just make it positive vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yo, so we gonna segue to a different topic, and
When
it's
we talk about
regarding,
Willis,
it's more of on the lines of, you might laugh at this. It's like, yo, is it Starlink versus everybody else? Is that changing? And what I mean by that is, so satellite internet is about to become a much bigger competition. And I know I make the jokes all the time. I'm like, what does the satellite traffic look like up there? What is exactly is it the sea of satellites looking like, right?
I
Like,
mean, there's no reason to think that it's not coming. And you look, at the very least, we need a yin and a yang in the situation, right? So if Starlink is the only one out there, it ain't gonna work. But I don't know. Commercially, I haven't really heard of any other company.
well,
Let me
it
see. Who
says,
are Starlink's fiercest competitors? Let's see.
it says the broader low Earth orbit competition now includes SpaceX Starlink, right? Amazon Leo, OneWeb, I've never heard of them, and then Telesat Lightspeed, and then there's other emerging constellations. This is what's listed
They naming
as.
it constellations. Oh my
Isn't that
goodness,
crazy?
bro.
Isn't that crazy?
Yo, we have got to stop
That's
these
crazy.
madmen. Yo,
So
we gotta
instead of
stop these madmen, bro.
so instead of the sea of satellites, they calling it constellations like they motherfucking stars.
They trying to confuse my grandkids. That's what
This
this is
is
about.
nuts.
This is going to mass
This is
confusion they
nuts.
causing.
Yo, and I was on the app the other day because, they got the apps where you can see like the different stars and shit. But yeah, it tells you where there's a space station and all that other shit too. And the shit looks like a star. Or at least
Can't
what you
trust any
think
of that
is.
shit, yo. I'm sorry. These niggas, they've lost. Yo,
Man,
everything that's coming out, I'm talking about like the SEC don't stop nobody from robbing us. You know what I'm saying?
yo,
Like,
yo, don't stop.
yo, dog, this is
Believe.
crazy, dog. The FDA, they just approve everything.
Yo, it's
You know,
nuts.
like
Yo, it's nuts.
Man,
So
it's
we
too
gonna
much.
see. It's just like there's a lot of things that can get. You got to be careful with all this stuff, right? So like, why does it matter? Why does this matter? Why are we bringing this up, right? So satellite internet changes the economy of connectivity, which is a big deal for us. Connectivity is a big deal right now for everyone, right? Would you say so?
Yeah. We're definitely, bro, they fully digitizing this reality that we live in, bro. Like, and you know, I know people there's a large group of internet crowd that's kind of like market the beast and like control and all this other crazy stuff, right? And I've always argued like, bro, like I later found out in life when I had my own child, right? Like if I didn't sign certain paperwork, if I didn't do certain things, they wasn't gonna let me leave the hospital with my kid.
Yeah.
You know, my kid had to have his toe printed, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
My kid had to,
I know what you're talking about.
we had to apply to get him a cattle social security number.
Mm-hmm.
So we tracked, bro. Like as soon as we break through that womb, they got us tracked.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so all this happening is since we moving into like this whole digital world that they trying to build, crazy mother. So now the new thing's gonna be like, yo, you gotta like have some the digital ID thing, right? Like you gotta have some form for us to know that you're a human. And we got all these AI agents. Like it's just crazy out here now. Like you know, Blade Runner 2049, nigga. Like
yeah.
you know what I'm
No,
saying?
there's about to be
Nigga, you know,
2099 Blade Runner.
I promise you, go
We
like
gotta watch
you
that.
know how on the internet, like on YouTube, you got like subcultures and stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
just go see where the robot world is at.
Yeah.
And then tell me
But
that maybe, just maybe, there's there's robots already out there. We seen them walking funny. We like, yo, what's wrong with buddy? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
oh,
What's wrong
yo.
with buddy? Yeah. Yeah. Yo, but back to the specific topic regarding these satellites and, internet connectivity. Just like everything else, right? There's places where they matter a lot, right? And they would do some good for, just like rural America, developing countries, disaster zones, ships, planes, military operations, but that, and then like remote businesses, right? So like just a lot of like mobility purposes, I guess, But then when you think about the other side of it, now you got all this. It's a lot of waste. So like you got launches, right? Which, you could also have a lot of congestion in orbit, which is something we talked about before, space debris concerns, right? Astronomy interferences, regulatory battles. Like, what does this look like? Like, are there regulations around this? You know what I mean? Like, but it always should be a conversation. It shouldn't be things that are not reported. You know what I mean? If we are truly like trying to make this with the people and help us have understanding of all these things, because this affects our day to day, all of this stuff. Come on, man. We can't be trying to be kings. All right. So what you say, Mo?
My bad. Yo, it's the same underlying theme. They evil. What's the next topic?
They
They
evil. The
evil,
next,
bro. They ain't, you remember the Google campaign? Just go back. Find the Google campaign. Don't be evil.
Find the Google campaign. Don't be evil. That's what you said. It was called Don't Be Evil. Don't be evil. Find the Google campaign. We gonna find that. Yo, you said next topic. Speaking of, it's more shit, bro. The peptide wellness boom, my G. The peptide wellness boom. Yo, this one has exploded beyond bodybuilding and fitness.
Yo, all I gotta say is,
yo, what you got to say?
All I gotta say is, in addition to the fact that they letting anything go right now, okay? The supplement industry has always been extra reckless.
Extra reckless.
So all I can say is do your research and be careful, because these are we've been through this already. Like the last experimental one that they gave us, turns out now 5 years, 6 years later, it didn't work out so well, right? And so this is more experimental stuff. Just be like, really do your research and be careful. And the bottom line is like, they just released it. So to be honest with you, we need about 5-10 years of people taking it to see what it really does to you long term. Obviously, short term, it working miracles and making people like, feel great.
But I'm glad you mentioned this, because not only did we want to like bring this up, but the next thing is, and how we'll leave this off, is the counterfeit medication sold online, right? So like there's companies,
Yo, y'all need to
right?
watch. All you Amazon people, watch out. I'm trying to tell you.
There's companies that are suing, right? All of these like unauthorized, versions of their products, right? Like, and peptide is definitely one of those, right? You got everyone putting a label on it and, just trying to get it out there, and they're not fully baked, it's just straight fraud, man. So like we gotta like be
What's your favorite
careful with these
peptide?
things.
Is it like
Son, the other day I was
BPC 157, or how about TB 500, or maybe you'd like CJC 1295? I'm good.
R2D2. I don't know,
Yeah, I'm
motherfucker.
good, bro.
That shit
Like,
crazy.
yo, it says although regulatory scrutiny from the FDA regarding safety and unapproved uses is also increasing.
Son, they got fake
They just
Viagra
complaining.
too, bro.
They just
They
complaining.
got fake Viagra too, bro. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
It's a scary evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, when we talk about fraudsters and
Bro,
everything, this is another lane for fraudsters. Like, this is another thing. And I'm sure people have ordered stuff from Amazon.
How
and
many?
It's
see, like, the peptide game. The peptide game is yo. Don't sign up for none of these pyramid schemes where you sell this and your friends. Like, this sounds like that kind of thing, right?
that
Like,
kind of game.
yo, this is the wellness thing. You know what I'm saying? We make mad money and we live a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yo,
Don't
it's
believe
crazy.
it. Yo, no, listen. Fraudsters. We've always talked about the fraudsters on this Just Regular podcast. They everywhere. And they definitely at your favorite Amazon website. They definitely, you're gonna get the bootleg stuff, man. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's just hard though with AI and everything like that, right? So like they really also can advertise it to make it look like legit medicine. You won't really know it until you get it, but also it's hard to it's hard for the ordinary, just regular consumer like us to really like know what it's supposed to look like what the medication is actually supposed to look like. So, we probably won't know until we actually but some, right? Some clear like concern areas, like I guess red flags for you, y'all, is like the packaging, the name of the pharmacy or whatever. Like you should really look into that. They also have fake doctors' names. So you gotta kinda like, if it seems like a funky name or some shit, y'all should check that out. FDA claims, like maybe do some research.
Damn,
fake reviews.
Man, yeah, the modern internet got niggas being like Sherlock Holmes out this motherfucker just to
It's
like make a
crazy.
transaction, yo. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. So, I do know that some of this stuff works, but you still got to be careful too. Like,
what's the number one GPL1 in the United States?
The number one isn't that what's it called? Not Ozempic?
Yeah, Ozempic.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't ask if it was number one. Maybe it isn't, but that's the one that everybody knows, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it's manufactured by a Danish pharmaceutical company. It ain't even American.
That's crazy.
It got its approval in the FDA in 2017. The active ingredients in Ozempic is whatever. I'm not telling you the higher dose of the same molecule.
Yo.
Yeah, man.
Just another clear marker, another clear flag for everyone to stay in tune with. Just be together with it, man. This is episode 2025. My man, this is episode 25. Just regular.
Yeah,
my man Mo, it's me, the kid Saint Her. We are glad to be back. We back at it. We doing this hot summer. We gonna continue. Knicks is ready. 76ers, we coming.
Ready.
We are the champions. If there's a team that's gonna do back to back, it's the Knicks. We could do it. If there's a team that could do the back to back, it's Jalen Brunson and the boys. Holla.
2027.